I'm Calibe Thompson, and welcome to the weekly news roundup from Jamaicans.com on Caribcast.tv, covering January 17th to January 23rd, 2014. This week's episode is brought to you by our sponsors, Anisha Concepts for small business graphics and web design, First Fridays of Florida, South Florida's premier Caribbean monthly social event, and the Jamaican Recipes app, the most popular Jamaican mobile phone app. Off the top in Caribbean news, Dave Cameron, the president of the West Indies Cricket Board, gave his congratulations to the former president, D. Julian Hunt, upon his award of Knight Commander of the Order of St. Michael and St. George. Dr. Hunt will be knighted for his contributions to the public and private sectors in St. Lucia and to the Caribbean community. A report from the United Nations Development Programme discovered that high rates of violent crime hinder development in the Caribbean region. While 8.5% of the world's population lives in the Caribbean and Latin America, 27% of the world's murders occur in this area. The report said the policies that Caribbean countries use to address the issue are short-sighted. In Jamaican news, Andrew Holness, opposition leader, stated that the Jamaica Labour Party plans to implement a new economic strategy. The new approach is based on developing the knowledge-based society that is necessary for growth. A new Jamaican economy requires citizens who are educated and who can use technology for innovation. The Jamaica Teachers Association describes a government study that links prison inmates to poorly performing schools as faulty and hypocritical. Dr. Mark Nicely, president of the association, stated that schools are the reason more people are not in prison. He noted that schools must often take on parental roles in addition to their educational duties. Hamish Campbell, a former Scotland Yard Detective Chief Superintendent who moved to Jamaica after his retirement, is conducting an independent investigation into allegations that the police have killed a civilian every day since the beginning of 2014 and that death squads operate on the island. Allegations of police violence have hounded the Jamaica Constabulary Force since the 1980s. And Amnesty International has called for an investigation into the new claims which the police have denied. And in a related story, some of the police units in Jamaica will receive wearable video cameras. The cameras represent a response from the Jamaica Constabulary Force to allegations that its members are trigger-happy. Peter Bunting, Minister of National Security, said select units will be wearing the cameras. In Diaspora news, Blaine Dowdle, Chief Executive Officer of MedCan Access, is calling for quick action in Jamaica in legalizing marijuana and creating an export market for the herb. Dowdle said Canada wants to take part in the Canadian $1.2 billion medical marijuana industry, but that it is expensive to grow the product in Canada. Therefore, investors are eager to import it from Jamaica. Embattled Toronto Mayor Rob Ford is once again in the headlines as videos surfaced this week of him in a seemingly drunken rant in a restaurant, cursing in a Jamaican accent. The mayor admitted to drinking that night but denies that he got behind the wheel or that he's again involved in any drug use. And in entertainment, the Institute of Jamaica and the Jamaica Music Museum are preparing to hold the first music symposium to address the potential for cultural industries on the island, particularly in music, to make measurable contributions to the island's economy. The symposium is funded by Chase and is themed The Business of Jamaican Music and Cultural Industries. The Jamaica Jazz and Blues Festival will be held in Trelawney from January 30 to February 1st. The show will feature a star-studded lineup including Aaron Neville, Shaka Khan, Tony Braxton, and Beres Hammond, as well as a crop of younger Jamaican artists including Chronix, Protégé, and Christopher Martin. In sports, fans of Jamaica's bobsledding team helped to raise over $120,000 US to cover the expenses of a trip to the 2014 Winter Olympics in Sochi, Russia. The team used crowdfunding websites like CrowdTilt and Indiegogo to raise money. This will be the first Olympic bobsledding event for the team in 12 years. In business, the International Olympic Committee gave exclusive broadcast rights for the 2014 Winter Olympics in Sochi to International Media Content Limited, the parent of Sportsmax. The company will have exclusive English-language broadcast rights in all media platforms throughout the Caribbean, outside of the internet and mobile. DC Digital, in association with Love TV, has now partnered with Jamaica's Ministry of Education to launch an interactive learning system, a first for Jamaica, said to benefit the masses. Any person registered with this program who has a television can access the educational content. The initial focus is mathematics and English. However, all other subjects will eventually be taught through this new technology. The Jamaican government is looking to select an approved bidder who will manage operations at the Kingston container terminal following the dredging of Kingston Harbor. Gordon Shirley, chairman and CEO of the Port Authority of Jamaica, announced that the request for proposal was issued to 3 pre-qualified bidders: Singapore Port Authority, Dubai Port World, and CMA CGM, in partnership with a number of other entities including China Merchant Marine. And finally, a personal perspective. As much as I would like to question why Jamaica's government is, yet again, looking for a foreign group to run one of our major local operations in this container terminal business, there were 2 stories shining a light on Jamaicans internationally this week. One made us look spectacular, the other not so much. I had the privilege of sitting in on a phone conference held by the Jamaica Bobsled Association and hearing from a member of the original 1988 team, as well as the driver for the current team. Both gentlemen spoke of the challenges that come with being a tropical contender in a winter sport and the dedication it takes to make that type of mission a mission accomplished. I want to share the soundbite with you that for me said it all.
Every now and again, we see the depth of connection that Jamaica Bobsled makes with individuals and organizations all around the world. At the end of last week, when news broke that the team was in good shape to qualify for the Olympic Games, but had outstanding financial obligations, the outpouring of support at the grassroots level through crowdfunding sites was absolutely tremendous, humbling, and inspiring for us, because along the way you feel that you're on this journey by yourself and that nobody's supporting you.
Well, Mr. Stokes, it seems that you had folks from around the world supporting you. In a matter of only 2 days, the team was able to raise over $120,000 through grassroots crowdfunding efforts, enough to fund the trip and start building on their plans for a women's team and a junior team. The collective Jamaican ego has been well stroked over the past several months, with the spotlight on Bolt, Fraser Price, Tessan, Aaliyah Atkinson, and now the bobsled team. Kudos to us, and may our winning streak continue. But on the dark side of this week's events in Jamaican reference, Mayor Rob Ford, the rambunctious, drug-taking, drunken disaster of a Canadian elected official, invoked his inner yardie while on one of his drunken tirades, and it was all caught on camera. Of course, there were those of us who found the whole thing amusing, but there is something to be said about how imagery like this can negatively impact brand Jamaica. We're already associated with Ganja, which many of us don't mind, but I don't think we want to be associated with rampant drug and alcohol abuse, and I'm sorry, but that's all I think about when I think about this guy. What do you think? Amusing or awful? You can find both these stories and offer your feedback at Jamaicans.com. We always want to know what you think. For more headlines and the news in detail, visit Jamaicans.com and follow them on Twitter and Facebook. For live Caribbean TV anywhere in the world, order Caribcast on your Roku device, visit caribcast.tv, or download the app. I'm Calibe Thompson. For all of us at Jamaicans.com and Caribcast.tv, keep on keeping on. We'll see you next time on the Weekly News Roundup.